I'm Milan Turkovic, and I'm also participating in this competition as a juror. And I just showed you a letter from Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart written to his mother from Verona after their first visit to Rovereto. And it's quite an amazing letter because he describes in all details this visit. He describes his introduction into the nobility of Rovereto, which was managed by good connections they had from the nobility at home to the nobility in Rovereto. And then, amazingly enough, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart got very interested in the organ that is located in the church of San Marco. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart was 13 years old. He was traveling with his father, of course, and then he decided he must play this organ in San Marco. And after playing for the nobility, they thought, well, they were well accepted by the nobility, but who else from the population of Rovereto would be interested in what they are doing and what Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, this young child of 13 years, would do? And amazingly enough, he writes in this letter that I just showed you, he writes that it took them 6 minutes to get from the entrance to the church to the organ, because practically all of the inhabitants of Rovereto were in the church to see this miracle, this young boy playing the organ. Well, this just as a short story to tell you that it is really very logical that here in this city there is a competition that is very different from all other music competitions. A competition that purely concentrates on Mozart's works. And when we have been judging the bassoons in this competition, I'm a conductor and a bassoonist, we were only concentrating on Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart's Bassoon Concerto Köchel 191. And I have judged at many competitions, at the Munich competition, at the Prague competition, those big international competitions, but I've never experienced this kind of thing, that you really concentrate on one composer and even on one piece, which of course is also attractive for many young musicians from all over the world. We have Koreans, we have Spaniards, we have Germans, we have Austrians, and of course we have Italians participating in the competition, concentrating on that one great piece. Actually, the first wind concerto that Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart had written in 1970, and of course not in 1774, in June of 1774. The first piano concerto that he wrote only followed later. And of course, a competition of that kind, of that characteristic, and of that international stature is only possible by the efforts of one person. And this is Mr. Volani, who is a great supporter of music. He is actually not a musician himself, but everything that speaks here about Mozart, everything that deals with Mozart's life and Mozart's visits to Rovereto or to Italy in general is connected today with the activities of Mr. Volani, who even has written a wonderful book that I can strongly suggest when you come here and when you want to follow the ways and the tracks of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, a book that just concentrates on Rovereto and Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.